If you've been paying attention to the news lately, I'm sure you've seen all of the gloom and doom about the housing market. In this video, I will break down the actual numbers for Northwest Montana and let you know if we're truly in the middle of a crash. Here's what I've been seeing on the ground here lately. I currently have a listing down in Big Fork that a year or two ago would have sold immediately, but right now it's just sitting there. We're hardly getting any calls. We had a few showings right up front, and it's not priced that bad at all. In fact, it's a decent price, but it's definitely slow. We're not getting any activity on it. I did an open house over there last week, and 2 people showed up, the neighbors, of course. And it's been very, very different than what we've seen over the past 4 or 5 years. One of the main reasons I think for this is our high interest rates. The problem with these rates is normally people after a couple of years, they'll move up, they'll, sell their house and move into a different one and, keep upgrading whether they had kids or whatever the reason may be. But because the interest rates are so high right now, more than likely when they bought their house that they're currently in, they got a rate of 2, 3, maybe 4%. And now to sell that, yes, they might be making a bunch of money on it with all of the equity that's been built up over the past few years, but now they're jumping into a rate that's either 6 or 7% instead of the 3 that they had earlier. And that's just really slowing down the amount of buyers and the turnover that we normally see in our market. So with that slowdown, we're seeing a huge increase in inventory that we haven't seen in the past few years. So real quick, if you like these videos and they're helping you out, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So it would really help me out and I would appreciate it if you could do that. Anyway, let's go take a look at the actual numbers right now and break them down. So now that we are halfway through 2025, if you look at this chart here, it shows that we've in June had 247 new listings, which is down 5% from last year. But year to date, like I said, new listings are up 6.8%. And then pending sales, this is a big one. They went down by 78% in June. And year to date, they're down 17.7%. Closed sales went up 27% in June, but year to date they're only up 2%. And then days on market went up to 91 days, which is 5.8% increase, which again is just adding to just showing how slow everything is right now. And the median sales price in June was $671,750, and that's down 13.3% from last year in June. But year to date, prices are just a little bit up by 1.8%. As far as inventory, it increased nearly 48% with 885 homes for sale, and the month's supply of homes went up to 10.2. That's a 54% increase. And all of this just goes to show, like I was saying in the intro, we're definitely seeing a change. Things are definitely slowing down, and it's getting into a buyer's market here in Northwest Montana. Now, there's not one specific data point that makes it a buyer's market, but numerous data points. For example, we're now at 10.2 months of inventory, and that's up from 6.6. And anything above 6 months supply gives the buyers an advantage, and they have more options, more negotiating power, and it's just a lot harder for the sellers to negotiate when there's tons of other properties on the market. The inventory is 885 homes for sale, which is up almost 50%, again, meaning less competition for the buyers. We don't see the multiple offers, and the sellers are competing for attention and offering, different incentives for people to buy their house. The days on market is going up. It's now at 91 days, which is up 5.8%. And then the pending sales are way down along with the median sales price this month. So all these data points are showing that this is a correction in our market, not a crash. A true market crash is when there's across the board price drops, 20% year over year. Sales just grind to a halt. There's foreclosures and you start seeing a lot of distressed properties. And then you also see a lot of fire sales where people are just dumping houses for anything they can get. So what do these numbers mean to you as a seller? They mean that you really need to price your house accordingly. It is not, and I can't stress this enough, I see this all the time, it is not 2021 anymore. So if you think you're going to get the price that your neighbor got when he sold back in 2021, it's not going to happen. If you're a buyer, the good news is that you have a little more leverage than you had in the past. Like I said, we don't have the multiple offer situations where your house goes on the market and they get 10 offers. We don't have that anymore. People are actually taking offers now that are contingent on the sale of your home wherever you're coming from. So it's good news for you as a buyer. As a seller, like I said, there's still demand here. There's still a lot of people that have been waiting in the wings for the past 4 years because they've been getting beat out on multiple offer situations and they just had to wait it out. So now is their turn and they're out there, but you definitely need to price your house properly to get the sale. So Northwest Montana is definitely seeing a major slowdown in the market and a definite correction right now. This is definitely not a crash yet, but a major cool down after the last 4 or 5 years of a booming economy. So if you're thinking of buying or selling and you'd like more information and to discuss this further, please give me a call.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.